Hi, greetings, greetings. This is Body-Culinary, and I'm bringing you in the food prep area again. Just for a quick Living Foods Jam session as I get ready for a busy day. So I've been up since really early reading and doing some studying, and I have a lot on my plate. So I'm always prepping food. Not always, but I have to really manage my time. But I'm usually prepping for a busy day and putting things to the side. So the many people that wonder, how can I maintain a living foods lifestyle? Where most of the food that I'm eating, pretty much all the food that I'm eating at this point, comes from what's prepared in my own cafe. And by the way, these are like from right outside. These are like falling off one of the trees outside. Isn't that beautiful? And so, so I'm just going to run you just really quick through some of the things that I'm doing. I get up very early, and one of the first things that I do is I fill a big jug. So I know this is 64 ounces of water. So I can either have a sun tea that I steeped in a mason jar, or for those of you that drink hot tea, you can fill one of these. But if you're filling this up, I can refill my mug from that all day when I'm soaking herbs. So you can do a sun tea, if you warm teas or whatever. You can have one big thing. So I know this is already 64 ounces of water to flush the system, and I like to have that first thing in the early day. And in addition, I would say my primary focus is to get water from my food, right? Most of the body is water. So to make sure that we're getting fresh water from the food, because the Mother Nature's water is the best water because it has all this nutrition and the things that fortify and nourish the body and the brain are coming out of the food. So this came from the garden right outside. So these are really, really tender collards. So they've been feeding us for a while. So there are certain things that are staples, and I think many people can get so much into a lot of products and the excitement and going out to raw food restaurants that the price for preparing certain recipes and for their food bill can go really high. I've actually found that my food bill has gone down over the years because, first of all, I'm prepping my own food. I've learned certain things to manage and rotate food so that it's not going to waste. And I have a lot of staples. So one is onions, and there are different types of onions. Some are sweet, some are more expensive, like the red onions or the sweet Vidalia onions. This is a Spanish onion, and then I found some when I was traveling Guatemala. These little small onions were the most delicious onions I've ever tasted. So I live to taste all different types of fruits and vegetables. By the way, before I forget, please make sure that you hit the bell so that you're notified of whenever I go live or whenever I upload a video. And I will address the question that Lorna asked about the cucumber hair rinse, right? Because I do the living foods that I'm eating is actually what I'm putting on my hair and my skin. So I don't use any products at this point, which is very liberating and freeing. And I used to have quite a bit of acne, so it's really freeing not to have to put anything in your face. So the living foods that I'm eating, that's what I'm putting on my hair and skin. So my very thin, fine, kinky, coarse hair doesn't have any products in it. So those are things that free you up to have more resources and time to do things in your garden and to relax with your own food. So collards are something that we picked yesterday in the groups of collards that we have growing outside in a small, humble garden in the yard. That's what we're harvesting this and the kale from. Onions are a staple. And I also eat a lot of grapefruit. When they're in season, grapefruits can be very, very inexpensive. I also find that eating the fruit is much more satisfying than just drinking the juice, and you get a lot more of the fiber from the fruit. So grapefruits right now are really inexpensive. I was able to get these 3 for 50 cents. So again, whenever you can get the food when it's in season, usually the flavor is going to be better and the price is going to be less expensive. So grapefruits are a staple. Oranges right now, they're so delicious, and here where I'm located, a lot of times you can find oranges that are actually green, but they're very, very sweet and ripe on the inside. So there are different types of oranges. And again, the price will go down when they're seasonal. So this is a staple, and I like to focus on eating the fresh fruit rather than just drinking a whole bunch of juice and sugar, especially for those people that have concerns with their blood sugar, right? And also, if we're not working to earn our meals and we're sitting around, maybe that our job requires us to sit in front of the computer, quite often we're not burning a lot of the energy off. We're not getting out and playing or doing any kind of vigorous, joyous movement, aka exercise. Again, also pineapples, and there are different varieties of pineapples. This is definitely a staple. Ginger is a staple, and these are the sprouts. So these are something that are a staple right now. Well, they have been a staple for years, and this is something that I can grow all the time. So I have several different kinds of sprouts. They're a lot less expensive than buying a whole bunch of nuts, and I can do all kinds of things with the sprouts. So I find this is an area that a lot of folks may not be as savvy in, other than just sprinkling them in the salad. So there are different things actually you can do with the sprouts, and they add a lot of texture and crunch, and I really enjoy them in there. They're actually very inexpensive. So that's that. Definitely tomatoes. There's some things that you may be able to find in your local market, like sea vegetables. I'm big on sea vegetables, right? All kinds of sea vegetables, they're a staple in my intake because of all the minerals. So we know that the soil has been really depleted, and with the monocropping or constantly, it's like having a mother have a baby over and over and over again without replenishing any nutrients. So with monocropping and constantly sucking everything out of the soil, there's some farmers that just put these growth chemicals in and don't give the soil a chance to rest or to rotate the crops because it's cheaper. So these are actually some soaked seeds that I'm going to be putting to the side. And nuts and seeds are one of the things that can really drive your bill up. And again, this is an area where people have a tendency to just snack endlessly on it, and it can really drive your food up. So your food bill up, and they are calorically dense, and they can be harder to digest. So this is the area you just want to learn how to work with them. So these are actually sprouted so that they can be easier to digest. So these are things that I'll do. There's certain tasks that I'll do sometimes early in the morning, every other day. And rather than eating a whole container of nuts or seeds, these can actually last me for a while in different dishes, depending on what I want to do with them. But they're definitely easier to digest, being that I have soaked them or aka sprouted them. So I got my tea here, and there's certain teas that I keep that's a staple that can be less expensive. And there's certain herbs that you can grow, which is a whole nother experience from the dried herbs for your own fresh teas. And there are different ways that you can prepare them. And then also, for one, I don't have a video right here, but I did see your comment, and I will take that into consideration on a series of videos for the things that I am preparing, the different concoctions that I'm preparing from the living foods that I'm putting onto my hair and skin. So I still have some other things to do, and then I got to get off to studying and get outside the sun and get out inside of the garden. So please subscribe to the channel. Do check out the puppet series, Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey Learn to Eat Better. You can follow and see some of the dishes I'm preparing over on the Instagram page. Oh, and the last and quick update, I feel like I'm having, it seems like it takes forever for my hair to grow, but it's just very, very kinky. So this is with my hair, some of them even combined. So they're all coming in flat. There's actually nothing in it. So just a quick lock update. But my hair is still delicate and fine. Somebody said they thought my locks were thick, but they're actually not at all. They're actually really, really tiny. And they're colored from the sun. They're really, really small. I don't ever really get to see what the back looks like. But they're super light, which I like because my hair is so fine that I'm always concerned about my edges not being tampered with. But I don't have a problem with short hair, which I wore for many years, or long hair. I just want the experience of letting it grow out and do what it does. So did put a little rubber band, but I have to be careful because my hair, even though it's fine, everything gets caught in there. And there's a beautiful little gray that was hard earned, right, from life experience. So this is what it looks like. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't grow, but I know it is, particularly some of them in the back. The hair is always growing. So I just like to make sure that I'm putting top quality nutrition in it, not just for the aesthetics, but also for what I feel like, right? For my mood and my energy level to be up. So if you have any questions or comments, please, I'd love to hear from you down below. What do you do to get ready for your healthy food, right? And we're focusing on this channel on whole living, fresh foods that you can still recognize it as food, and it's cruelty-free, right? Cruelty-free to your brain, your body, your organs, to the animals and the planet. And with that, create a great day. That's what I'm always